Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Look at me. 2 days in a row doing videos. Okay, so I'm just trying to do the lighting in here because where I'm sitting is a lot of light. Okay, today's topic, I'm having some trouble coming up with topics, and they just been coming to me. So here's one that just popped into my head because my head is full of stuff. So episode 5 will be feminist equals or doesn't equal feminine. So I am a feminist. I am for women's rights. Primarily, I'm for women of color's rights. But if it came down between the girls and the guys, I will always go for the girls. So just off bat, socially, there are negative stereotypes when it comes to defining a feminist. We're usually equated with masculine descriptions. Butch, dykey, lesbian. We're lesbians, we're man haters. Or we just need some dick. That's why we're so angry. It just goes on. It's not a positive description, especially when it's coming from a man. So I did a little Googling, because I'm a Googler. And Norway, the country Norway, is very gender, this is a big one, equal libertarian. Basically, they are a very strong proponent in gender rights for male and females. They're very equal. Men are equal to women in status and stature and all kind of things. So they did a test to the people in Norway, these researchers, that's why they picked the country of Norway, on how feminists, men and women who are feminists and men who are feminists, and yes, men can be feminists, and how they are visually seen by other people. So the findings were more masculine. The people that they interviewed saw feminist women as more masculine looking and less feminine looking compared to non-feminist women, the control group, right? When they told them that these women were feminists, they gave them masculine descriptive, like this, she looks like a dude, whatever, she looks, like just like what they said about Michelle Obama's arms and Serena Williams and Meg Thee Stallion. That's how they describe these women. And then for the men, they found the men to be less masculine looking and more feminine looking. I believe Drake is a feminist, and people are always saying he's soft like yellow cake, So what does this mean? In summary, like I said, women who identified as feminists, people saw them more masculine, and vice versa for men. They saw the men less masculine and more feminine. So within our feminist community, there are opposing schools of thought. For example, feminists who are overtly feminine, hair, nails, makeup, beautifying, girly, they wear pink. They're the ideal feminine woman. They are seen as people who derail the movement, women who are trying to overtly get the male gaze, and they are delegitimizing the voices and empowerment of women. This is what some feminists think. My feelings about it. I believe a feminist who believes that a woman cannot be feminine and girly, it's getting very hard to keep these words together, So I'm just going to, for lack of ignorance and my speech, I'm going to say girly, right? A girly girly, who is still trying to present herself to be attracted to the opposite race because she's a cis hetero woman and she likes men, and she would like to present herself in a way that is attracted to men and herself, because a lot of us like to feel pretty, and being quote unquote girly makes us feel pretty. I believe that thinking by that feminist is misogynistic. And I know it's like an oxymoron, but I think that is male thinking behavior. And I believe thinking like that hurts the movement, because you're just perpetuating the shit that we're trying to get rid of by marginalizing and removing a whole group of women who choose to be feminine and girly and want to be feminists, want to do things to promote the empowerment and benefit of women in this country. I like to call them patriarchal feminist. That was hard to say. Patriarchal feminist. Thinking that women belong in two subcategory groups, either desirable to men or undesirable to women. To men. Desirable to men or undesirable to men. And I don't think that you need to be undesirable to men to be a feminist. I'm going to read this because I wrote like some nice wording that I have to read. Assuming women to be empowering needs to decontextualize themselves from a society and or culture that has molded and influenced them. So, meaning we see what it is to be a woman on TV and the media and magazines. I was a girl once, and I would get 17 magazine, and I would flip through the pages and see what I needed, see what products I needed, see what look, that's another topic of how dangerous that shit is. But basically that is what I saw and used as a template. I'm using 17 as a reference, but it was everything. Like the movie Clueless was like my visual Bible. Okay. I wanted to be Dion so freaking bad. The fashions and everything, society as a whole comes together to define what a feminine woman is based on the products we buy. Even our razors. Our razors are pink. Are they any different than a man's razor? I don't think so. I know for a woman like me that has hormone issues, a girl razor with 3 blades does nothing. I need 4 blades or more. But, everything for us is pink. Our deodorant is pink. Our razors are pink. Our sanitary napkins used to be pink. Now they're white. And then the ones I recently bought look like a Jason Pollock painting. They had I don't know. But anyway, I guess they're trying to move out from being feminine for gender identity. But they used to be pink. And they used to smell like baby powder. I remember you could buy pink toilet paper and going to someone's house and they had pink tiles, pink toilet seat cover, pink soap. Remember pink soap? It was Caress. Do they still sell Caress? Pink. So anyway, yes, society gives us a definition, a universal definition on what's feminine, right? So to continue on, forcing them to be entirely natural, you wear your natural hair, you don't remove hair from your body, you don't remove your underarm hair, you don't shave your legs, etc., etc. Really, being entirely natural, releasing them from the shackles of performative version of femininity. Everything is performative. You live in a society. You don't live by yourself. Everybody performs. You perform in front of your coworkers. You perform in front of your children. You go on a date with someone. They're not getting to know the real you on the first date. No. You're not going to inhale a steak dinner, bust out a tooth placker and start cleaning your teeth, or when your throat is itching, go on the first date. That's that'll turn somebody off. So you hold the knife and fork like this, and you cut it, and you eat it, and you take your napkin and you go like this, and you laugh at all of his jokes. He's not funny, and he tries to be interested in your life, but he doesn't care. Like we all, in some way, shape, or form, put on an act. I don't think anybody really allows their true self to come out. I'm gonna take that back. I think people who go to like sex dungeons and shit like that, I think they let that true monster out. But us regular middle class 9-to-5ers, we don't do that. We don't do that at all. I don't think I've let the real me come out in a long time. I usually need the assistance of alcohol to let the real me come out. So to say that a woman being feminine is a performance, everything is a performance. Even you choosing to look like a middle school gym teacher, if you're a lesbian and you're a masculine dykey lesbian. Is there a haircut? Like, why do you all have the same haircut? To me, that's performative. Everybody is putting on a show. We live in society. We're not alone. We have to act to live cohesively together, right? So anyway, also the notion that a feminist who's not lesbian has to be single because she hates men. How can she live her life with a man? I don't think that's true either. A feminist doesn't mean you hate men, and it doesn't mean that you want to remove the power and influence that men have. You are seeking equality. So if men are here and women are here, we don't want to do this. Well, I'm talking for me. I don't want this. If men are here and women here, I want this. That's what I want. I want 50-50. And when you're talking in a relationship, I don't think 50-50 is attainable, because you have different strengths. Like my husband fixes everything, and if I need him to run an errand, pick up the kids, all of that, he does. Me, I'm the money. I budget the funds. I have invested our money. I buy and sell the property we want to own, the vehicles. When I want to buy a car, I do months, weeks of research before I make a purchase. That's not a strength for my husband. I pay all the bills. My husband has no idea how much our bills are. I have access to his money, and I budget and pay bills accordingly, and he trusts me, because there's never been a day he's come home, turned on the light switch, and it didn't work. So in the 10 plus years that we have cohabitated together, he has come home and the lights have worked. And when I talked to him, when we were trying to buy a house, when we were buying a house, I was talking about a time in our life where we were so broke, because I was trying to pay off our debts and lower our debt. And he was like, we were broke? And I was like, yeah. Remember that whole year that we only ate chicken? It wasn't because I only like chicken. It's because I have budgeted us chicken and beans and rice. It's and a vegetable. At that time, broccoli, you could get a stalk of broccoli. We still live in the South Bronx. You could get a head of broccoli for $1. So he has no idea how much it costs, and I have no idea how to redo the flashing of a chimney. I just don't. So we have our strengths. So no, everything isn't 50-50 in a relationship. That's not even possible, because people have different strengths, and unless you find somebody exactly like you, which I don't recommend, because you'll be losing out on something else. That's why the yin and the yang works. What you're small at, he's big at. You fit. So for me, the type of feminist I am, I'm not trying to remove anything from the males. I just want to come up to the males as far as pay, rights, yada, yada, yada. You know, one example I heard was, well, how do you expect a female firefighter to get paid the same amount of money as a male firefighter when physically she can't lift more? Well, she has other strengths besides brute. You know, a firefighter also has to be smart and be able to delegate. Maybe she can assess the situation, and if she's in charge, know not to send your ass in there because she could see something you can't, like the roof about to fall. Maybe she could see the way that the flames are being blown in the direction. If the house next door the attached house next door is going to catch in the flames, and she makes the call to evacuate. Everybody have strengths, and strength doesn't equal physical strength. My mother did a very physical man, quote unquote man typical job. I'm not gonna put her business out there, but I guess if you know me, you know what she used to do. And she had to earn her respect, and her work was so neat. That's how she would get compliments. She wasn't the fastest because these men had brute strength and they would physically be able to do stuff. So what did she do? Her strength was attention to detail. And her work was so nice, you could leave that ceiling open. It wasn't just shit being thrown in to make it work. It was art. That's a strength. People start looking for that, and it became a thing to have open ceilings and show the ductwork and piping, because when it's done neat, it's beautiful. We all have strengths. That's what I mean. I don't want to take anything from a man. Yes, I believe men are physically stronger because I'm smart and I know about biology and testosterone and all that stuff, and physically how the muscles are different, the bones are different. You know, women have kryptonite that takes us out of commission a week out of every month. Yeah, I know that. I know we're physically not equal, but I also believe mentally you're not equal to us either. I think women run circles around men mentally. I find my experiences with men, you guys think in a line. And when we ask you to deviate and think of something else, you go over here and then forget about this, when a woman can think of 20 things at the same time. When I went on the first date with my husband, I had our 5-year plan planned out already. That's, you know, a woman's brain, especially mine, doesn't turn off. You think men can turn off their brain when they're sleeping? My brain is working. I go to sleep and I have planned out the next day what I'm going to cook, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to wake up, when I'm going to shit, what vitamin I'm going to take. I'm constantly thinking about something, and I'm constantly thinking about the future. I'm constantly thinking about potential different things. Like right now I'm talking to you and I'm thinking about what the fuck I'm gonna do when I get home. Am I gonna sit and veg out, or am I gonna be productive and throwing some laundry? Like, I'm doing a video right now thinking about something else. I don't think men think like that. So we all have strengths. They're not all physical. Look at my cup. A very beautiful, nice nurse gave this to me. This is my favorite work cup. Okay, so where was I? I took the train off the track again. Okay, so I believe that the girly girl feminist is very important to the movement. Men are visual. I never saw a guy, and I have a lot of male best friends, when a girl said, look at the personality on that girl. Never. Men are visual. They like to see things. And I think having these feminine, girly girl feminists is what's going to help get the gender equality that we need. Some examples of some famous feminists who are feminine: Cher, Dolly Parton, Meg Thee Stallion. They understand the power in sexuality. And exhibiting sexuality and having a presenting image that's appealing to men and to women, because I like looking at pretty things. You know, I don't like looking at young MA. it's very uncomfortable for me to look at her. But I like looking at Meg Thee Stallion. I love looking at Serena. I watch pictures of Serena when she played, and I love when the camera's behind her because I like the view. I'm not gay, but I like pretty things, and I find that femininity, I find that, and people say Serena is masculine. I don't see that at all. I find her very feminine, extremely feminine. Even with the muscle and the way her body is, I find that extremely feminine. I don't find muscles and strength a masculine trait. I don't. I like the strength, and I like the way she looks. But anyway, let me go back on. So my confession, I used to think just like the patriarchal feminists. And I think that is from programming in society and just accepting the definition of feminists from men. And I used to think that way. And I used to think for me to be a good feminist, I had to be a man-hating, girly girl. I'm still not girly girl because that's not what I like. But I present as a female, and I present in a way that I like, and that consequently at the same time is also appealing to men. And if you're a guy watching this and you don't find me attractive or find me feminine looking, that's okay. Your dad does, and I can show you the messages. So anyway, as a confession, I used to think this way, and I think that's from programming. But now, because I'm grown and I have this thirst for learning and stuff, that to identify as and embrace the power of your femininity is a strength. I do. I think it's a strength, and I think it's very brave, because you are going against what the male definition of a feminist is. You are an anomaly to them, and I think you catch them off guard. It's something that's appealing to them, and they want to listen to you, and frankly they don't see you as a threat or competition, because you are in your lane of femininity and they're in their lane of masculinity. And when you are presenting as not even like a lipstick lesbian, when you're presenting as a bull dyke, you are now moving over to the lane of masculinity, and men find that intimidating and feel like you're trying to take their spot. Even if you are trying to take their spot, you shouldn't let them know that you're trying to take their spot until you take it. Real plays move in silence. Don't let Steve from accounting know that you're gunning for his job until you have his job. Don't let him see you coming, because he'll probably do something to sabotage you. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. So when I hear someone speak or describe a feminist using negative, descriptive terms, I find it toxic, but I also find it shameful. I find it, I see the weakness in your masculinity when you have to put down someone who identifies as a feminist. I think more women can truly benefit from understanding and redefining the term of feminist that they were shown or used to, and understand that you can be a feminist and feminine at the same time. Those two terms are not mutually exclusive, and they can live together harmoniously. You don't have to give up your femininity to try to fit a mold that someone else says defines a feminist. I believe the core definition of a feminist is a woman or man, a person, whatever you want to identify as, who is for the empowerment of women, who would like equal rights for women. And I know by law women have equal rights, but do we really? When we're making less money than them to do the same job, we're not getting the same promotions, we're going into boardrooms and the heads of the tables are still men. So Yes, by law, you are supposed to treat men and women equal, but we all know that that's not the case. It's not. They would have never let Kamala Harris be president, ever. She has a vagina. They rather have the Tales of the Crypt Keeper, who is 177 years old, be president than some young, beautiful, high titty, working out Thundercat to be president. So we're not equal. We're not equal yet. And I think this country is missing out on utilizing 50% of the country's untapped resources, which is the woman. The woman is an underutilized, untapped resource. So I am willing to give my services free of charge and teach classes and help you delete that misogynistic definition of feminist and really embrace your girliness, and to help you adjust to life as a feminine feminist. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. Thank you guys for watching. Comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about it. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you think you can't be overtly feminine and try to get the male gaze and be a feminist at the same time. Let me know what you think. You know, I am not easily offended. So if you disagree with me, that is fine. I would love to hear if you disagree with me. Like I said, these are just my thoughts. I don't speak for everybody. I only speak from my experiences and what I think is it. If you don't agree, comment. Let me know. Bye, guys. Be safe.